Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I am fiddling with my microphone.
Good morning, everyone.
Next to Matt Rhodes.
Nothing changes.
I fidget a lot. I can't help it.
It's all right.
I think that's why you like me. Oh.
That and many other reasons.
Maybe not. Well, I have a plan for today.
Yeah, today.
Other than fidget.
Today we are going to talk about why you need a plan. And I want to start off by making it clear that I'm not making fun of anyone on some of the things I say, especially the ones that are putting in the time at the gym.
Yeah.
But something clicked with me the other day. So we started working out. Jen and I have started working out in another gym that we don't own. So anyone listening knows we're online fitness coaches, but we also own a couple of fitness centers as well. And we started working out there for many reasons. For me, when I work out, I like to have my hat on, not like it is now, but hat on, covering my face up almost, AirPods in, and I like to get after it. And that's I go to the gym to lift, and that's what I'm there for. And I realized that when I do that in one of our own gyms, I can look like an asshole because I'm not up talking to everyone and smiling and saying hi. I just look like that mean guy in the corner. So I wanted to try working out at another gym so that I didn't do that, and wasn't looking like I was mean to members. Yeah,
I am obviously the exact polar opposite. But again, this is why you and I work so well together. I crave the socialization. It's not that I feel obligated to speak to every one of my members, but when I don't, I feel guilty because I haven't given them the attention that they deserve. They've made such a huge impact in our life that I feel that I have to make my rounds to make sure that they're recognized or acknowledged.
Plus, they're our friends.
And they're our friends. Yeah. We've known them for 16 years. And that can tend to turn a 45-minute lifting session into a 2-hour gym time with maybe a 20-minute workout. Oh, shit, I got to go running out the door. And I love that. I love the 20-minute workouts. No, I love talking with my members. I love talking with my friends. But I need to put my head down as well. And to the members that are listening, I love you and I totally want to talk. So we're learning how to find the balance, but at this new place, I get to put my head down. I get to put on a resting bitch face, which I never do. It's kind of empowering. I get to walk into the free weight area, move turds. This is my space. I don't act like that at my own gym. So it's been kind of a fun little alter ego for me.
Yeah. And we don't work out there all the time. But some of the time we have been going to this other gym. And since it's a new environment, for me, I'm taking a little more time to look up and understand the layout and my surroundings. It's not like that, like you just explained, that family-oriented gym that we have. So frankly, I need to keep my eyes up so I don't bump into someone and, I don't know my way around that gym completely. And I tell you all this because, serious people that are going to the gym, they're not judging others. That's not what they're there to do. They're there to focus on themselves. But since it is a new environment, I am taking more time to pick up on what's going on around me and the different things. And I looked around and I realized, within the first or second time working out there, a large portion of the people in the gym don't have a plan. And I don't mean they don't have a plan for what they're going to lift that day and maybe even how many sets and things like that. Because I'm guessing most of them know what they're going to lift or they know what their routine is. That's not what I'm talking about when I say they don't have a plan. I mean, they don't have a plan for what they're actually trying to accomplish that day and long term. Laser focused plan. Here's what I'm saying. If you're 20 to 40 pounds overweight, you probably don't need to be doing a full-on ab routine. Your time could be used better somewhere else. If you've got a gut, you don't need to be doing 1 rep max deadlifts either, because that's not efficient either for what you're probably trying to accomplish. Now, if you're trying to accomplish, powerlifting, fine.
Great.
But if you're not, that's probably not the most efficient thing. And I will tell you, I get it because I was there. You know, I now feel like, and I know this is going to, I feel like I wasted a lot of time for 10 to 15 years in the gym without having a specific plan of what I was there to do, what I was trying to accomplish. I felt like maybe I spun my wheels a little bit. And I mean, I had the workout printed off from the internet, which, by the way, isn't the worst thing. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to gain muscle, but I wasn't sure if it was always working. I was frustrated at the scale after putting, an hour in the gym and then an hour into cardio. And I was going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. And when I was a real dummy, I was going 6 times a week.
2 a day.
But I went to the gym. Here's the key. I went to the gym knowing I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to gain muscle, and I wanted to look good. And that was it. That was my plan. All 3 at once. And follow a workout routine and pray to God that it worked. Well, it's got to work at some point. The guy or gal over there, that's in really good shape just must have done it longer than I did, or went a little harder than I did, or maybe they got better genetics. So I need to go a little bit harder. I mean, do any of you think about that when you go to the gym? Are you thinking those same things? I want to lose weight, I want to gain muscle, and I want to look good. And that's what you're doing that day. You're going after that day. Are you dreaming of losing that weight and looking jacked or whatever it is, and taking the same approach no matter where you are?
I'm thinking back a few things. I didn't want to interrupt because your oration was beautiful, but in this new environment, I am judging. I've noticed that immediately. People are doing the things just to do the things and don't know why they're doing the things. And, even what you were explaining, what were the 3 that you said all at once? You said lose weight, gain muscle, and look good. Mm-hmm. And now that we're on the other side, I know what to do as a coach, but now that Matt is coaching and understands the scientific way to do it, it's like, no wonder you were in a fucking loop.
Yep.
Because those are 3 different goals. Can you attack them all 3 at once? You can, but you've got to have a better strategy than just doing the things. And I think a lot of the general public, like you said, I think a lot of the general public is in that boat. And it makes me so sad and really angry. I'm really angry at the amount of misinformation or misdirection in the fitness industry. There's so much misdirection, and it makes me really angry. So I want to jump into what Matt was talking about with a plan, because I think some people can get confused by, am I doing the right workout plan or not? Like, I don't think that's the point of having a plan.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, and see, you were way ahead of me. As you said, you understood all this, but it wasn't until I dug in deep and got all that knowledge that I understood how to manipulate the body through a plan of nutrition, lifting, and sleeping. And that's when that plan flipped in my head of what I was going into the gym that day to do. My plan.
Yeah. For sure. So I think the easiest way to kind of go about this, and I think where you are alluding to, is the seasonal approach that you've all heard us talk about before. And the point of today's podcast isn't to dig into the seasonal approach. We've already talked about that. But to understand how important it is to have a plan before you walk into the gym. And I want to be very clear. You need a plan for your results, not just an exercise plan, or not just doing the things to do the things. Now, are doing the things going to kind of sort of maybe get you there eventually? Possibly. But why wouldn't, like, if you want a 6-pack, why wouldn't you just do the things to get a 6-pack? And I'm going to be honest, it ain't on the fucking floor.
Yeah, because I've seen, and I guess where I'm going with this is I've seen guys doing the same workout for 3 or 4 years.
Oh my God.
And their bodies never change. It's because they're going in with the approach that I talked about.
And they may not know what results they want. They're just doing the things to do the things. So I want to start talking about the fat loss phase, because in this phase, we really need to just think about slashing fat, not building badass arms. They will come if what you do in this phase has been properly fueled. Does that make sense? So in the fat loss phase, we are in a caloric deficit. Does that mean we're starving ourselves? No, but it may mean we're doing more output than we are input. That's a deficit. It also means that we're putting a good chunk of our calories before the lift so that we actually have proper fuel, not a pre-workout, not caffeine, because that causes cortisol. Cortisol causes what? Belly fat. We're going to put a good chunk of our calories before the lift so that we have the energy to lift and to give it our all. Like if you're not shaking a little bit like baby Bambi deer legs after a leg day, you maybe haven't given it all. And that's where you need to be in that fat loss phase. In this phase, our plan in the gym is to first fuel ourselves properly before stepping into the gym. Are you doing that? Do you even think about that? Are you an early morning person that's like, Jen, I can't get up at 4:45 to get my breakfast so that then I can have my pre-workout, so that then I can have my workout? I'm like, all right, well, let's just take away the pre-workout and actually put some food in your body and see how you lift after that. I guarantee, try it. It'll blow your mind. You'll have so much more energy. You may not be jacked. You may not be shaking and itching, but you actually have the energy to go 100% every single lift. And then it's to lift heavy. Does that sound weird in a fat loss phase? Good. I hope it does. I hope it sounds counterproductive because you're doing it fucking wrong. The goal in the fat loss phase is to lift as heavy as we can, still to elevate our heart rate for the recommended amount of sets and reps so that we can stay in that high caloric burning zone. It's not about jumping around and doing burpees, because that causes what? Cortisol. Cortisol causes what? Belly fat. Are we learning? Guys, are you learning? If we want to have the badass arms and like the toned Carrie Underwood legs, right? I know, guys, that's what you really want. We've got to develop the muscles first. You've got to lift heavy. You just have to. So this is what your plan is every day while you go into the gym. We're turning your body into a fat melting machine. And then essentially we're just burning through all of our calories. So that's the fat loss phase. Now, if you're in a build or a bulk phase, I call it a build, especially for my gals. Bulk sounds scary as hell, but guess what? You got to do it. If you're in a build phase, guess what we're doing? We're building muscle. It's not scary. Matt's in it right now. I didn't think I was in it, but here we are. I'm lifting my face off and my muscles are getting bigger. I'm like, oh, okay. The build phase looks totally different. And yeah, ladies, we do builds. You need it. If you want tone, you want that nice ass, shoulders, arms, legs, if you want that, guess what? You have to build muscle. Your plan starts with fueling your body, but you're in a slight caloric surplus phase. What does that mean? Does that mean eat more than you burn? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we just dial down the steps so that you can still get your calorie burn with lifting, and we just fuel a little bit further past. That's a build. So it's not like this crazy science experiment. So you're eating a little bit more. You're still lifting heavy, but your only focus in that build phase is building muscle. It means heavy lifting. It means nice, long breaks so that you can lift heavy weights the next set. Complete failure. That's how you progress. And then it's progressing the weight every time you feel like you can. 5-pounders are never going to get you the muscles that you want, gals. So the fat burning phase, you're using the calories for energy to get a good workout in. And then in this phase, you're intaking calories or dialing down the activity so that you can lift heavier and build even more muscle. I will say the fatigue in these phases are two very different situations. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
And then if you're in a maintenance stage, it's kind of the middle of the two in terms of like your recovery, your fatigue, your level of soreness, all of that. With maintenance, you're balanced in your calories. You're not trying to like lift dead bodies over your head. You're not trying to get your heart rate up. It's just kind of like we're just even keel, just trying to maintain your current results. And it sounds like this is a lot to do, but if you're in the middle of one of these phases, you have to know this is kind of like what the seasonal approach looks like. This is what it's going to look like for the rest of time. So I want you to find a way to automate it and make it feel natural.
Yeah, and the point of today's podcast really is a little different than what we've done before. Sometimes we do tactics, we do mindset. Today was just to get you to think about maybe the last 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, whatever it is, and to think a little bit about that. Did you go to the gym with a plan of wanting to lose weight, gain muscle, and look good, all while praying to God that it works? Or did you have a very specific plan that is science and get you there the most efficient way?
I love it. And some people may think they've been in a fat loss phase for that 6 years' time. I got to be honest, here's a wake-up call. If you've been trying to burn fat for 6 years, maybe you need to try a different tactic because it's not working. It should not be that long.
Yeah, that's and that example isn't, because we see that a lot. You know, that is an example of someone that maybe a little bit of misinformation, but they're going into the gym with that long look of this. I want to look this way, but they don't understand that there's a couple different ways to get there.
Yeah, yes, 100%. What we are doing today, what we are trying to do today to make an impact is to basically like wake up the ones that want to listen. Like I have been trying to lose fat for 6 years now. Maybe it is time to try another tactic because what I'm doing and what I've been doing isn't working. We want to take a moment to wake you up and understand that there's a much easier way to do all of this. Boom. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It went a little bit longer than I expected. Once I get fired up on metabolism, I can just go for hours. I would also like to note that I am not drinking. I'm drinking a mineral water. I'm not drinking a Corona if you're watching us on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, if you have not already caught us on YouTube, be sure to check us out. Like us, tag us in your Insta stories, give us a 5-star review. That's the only way we can grow. And with that, as always, I'll talk to you next time.